Our room once again had a flaky power supply, so I rigged this up to keep my adapter powered. After breakfast, we hiked back to the valley from Upper Pisang. This would be the last day we'd follow the Marsayangdi River. Before coming to Nepal, I was given a prescription for Diamox, which is an altitude sickness prevention medication. My doctor's instructions were to start taking it 24 hours before I reached 10,000 feet, but then only take it for 3 days or until I left high elevation, whichever was shorter. If I followed the instructions, I'd stop taking it 2 days before reaching the highest point at nearly 18,000 feet. So based on my guide's advice, I postponed starting until this day when I was already above 10,000 feet. When we got a little ways away from Upper Pisang, we could look back and see Pisang Peak. At a resting place where this mule train passed, there was a great viewpoint with a stupa. Down below we could see the Manang airport 2.5 miles away. Although named the Manang airport, it was 5 miles from Manang in a little village called Hundi. When we walked down from the stupa, we entered a lovely forest. As we emerged from the forest, we got our first views of Annapurna 3. This is the village of Mundi. At this point, I was absentmindedly walking ahead of the porters, enjoying the scenery, when I heard a shrill whistle behind me. I'd walked right past the checkpoint. I sheepishly found a place to sit and wait for Raj to catch up with our permits. This is the view back towards the airport, and then ahead to Manang. After Hundi, we strolled through an area that was getting a lot of development done. This arch welcomes you to the area. Across from this man-made pond, a large and presumably luxurious guest house is being built. There also is yak grazing country. We had lunch at Munji, but first we had to cross a bridge. But not this bridge. A temporary bridge that will never survive the next monsoon is provided while the replacement is worked on. In Munji, I was already over dalbat, so I had French onion soup. It was topped with yak cheese, which was delicious. It tastes like Parmesan, but it's a little extra Parmesan-y. I think this is the first prayer wheel I passed where it was forever spinning thanks to the water passing underneath it. Just past Munji is Braka, which had an incredible prayer wall. After Braka, I kept my eyes open for earth pillars. I knew just outside of Manang was a geocache I was looking forward to logging. The cache was called the Earth Pillars of Manang. These pillars are all over the area. Ages ago, the erosion-resistant material was deposited above easily eroded material by glaciers. Then Mother Nature did its bit to form these pillars. I took this selfie in front of just the right ones to qualify for the cache. My horse friend and I checked out this acute altitude sickness sign. Oh, speaking of signs, this sign is as close as I got to seeing a snow leopard. Here Raj told me that Goomba meant resting place. A less literal translation might be hermitage. The next day, during our acclimatization day, we'd hike high above Manang and visit a different Goomba. Just before 3, we arrived at Manang. We'd only ascend 800 feet to reach 11,614 feet and hike about 9 miles.